Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another League of Dracula match. Today, we are watching the reverse matchup of uh, of when Strider hunted Skybreaker. This time, we are doing it the other way around. Let us see who wins this time. So I do know that this is of the first batch of games, Skybreaker's last match. As as of now, I know that he is 2 losses, 1 win, and Strider still has 2 matches to go. This is his third, and mm, and he has 2, and he has 3. Uh, sorry. This is his third match. He currently has, unfortunately, just 2 losses. He cannot. So far, he has not managed to get a win, but perhaps that'll change this game. We'll see. Let the week 1 supply train begin. Hmm. 2 Drac events on the first day, huh? Interesting. As I suspected, with it waiting so long, that could really only mean in newspaper reports. Okay, so Strider now knows that Sky found an early newspaper, so his first encounter will be at least located. Whether or not it'll be, whether or not he'll be able to get it, may be another matter. But we'll see. So, yeah, Skybreaker has gone for the Pizza Wizard setup for starting Hunter layout. But let's see. So, where will Strider begun? I honestly don't know for certain. Strider does tend to favor some form of the Eastern start, from what I've seen. I don't know for sure. But then again, one can never tell for sure until all the hunters find out where he is. Bullets. Oh, what's this? Another early newspaper? Or something? Yeah, I'm not sure what else would make him wait that long. Yeah, despite the Nomad team's best efforts, the newspaper reports does still have something of a giveaway prompt there. Alright. Oh. Scouts. Alright. What cities are we going with? Bucharest and Lisbon. Yeah, Lisbon down there. I would have done Cadiz rather than Lisbon, but okay. And then Bucharest over here. Yeah, the difference between Lisbon and Cadiz is that Lisbon is a place you can reach by rail, whereas Cadiz you do not have that luxury. But yeah, if Drac got an early hoax, it may end up being rather juicy if the hunters fail to get there in time, get to wherever it is in time. Although, since we know that they have a newspaper reports to reveal whatever this is when it's here at latest, I have my doubts about that. And if it's down the boot, and that's at Bari, choose to place a rumor token. Interesting. Okay, bullets and pistol. Interesting. Well, I think that's not the most surprising thing, but one might think that Glowing might try for like a double firearm plus holy bullets such thing at hand, but no, that's kind of silly. At this early stage, you're going to be wanting to find horses, steak, eggs, and so on. I don't know if I end up yawning unexpectedly from time to time, as it's now not 9 p.m. By my time, so I am definitely a little tired. It's still the news reports? Yes, I thought for a moment I saw. Okay, so will he draw one of the other newspaper reports today? S on after on on this day, or not? I mean, I suspect, but I don't know that that Seward is holding one of the other two. So, if that is so, then it is definitely unlikely that the hunters will find one today. Alright, Goldamon, what you just got now? A steak and a dog's. Oh? What's this? Oh, you found it. A hide at Varna. What do you know? Hmm. Hmm. So how will Strider approach things now that his trail's been discovered? And also, how soon will Skybreaker start moving? We'll see. Seward moving to Marseille, I assume? Yes. Perfectly fine. Excellent weather? I often do that same thing, but but it is generally discussed that one should save that for later, even though it means that you spend one night doing nothing. But then you have that for like faring the Adriatic, or if Dracula ends up going to England after you leave, you have it for getting back in. I often do that same thing, so I really can't be too critical without being a hypocrite, but so does Sky intend to just stop supplying for now until he's dealt with the rumor token? I would likely supply for a couple more days at least. After all, there's only so much one. There's only so much one can have after so little supplying. Unless you simply got really lucky and got all the good stuff right off the top. Okay. Sky definitely needs to be careful not to overcommit, because if he does, then Seward may well, Strider may well be able to slip into the central area of the map, where in that maze of connections, it definitely can be. It definitely is not the most difficult thing to do to evade the hunters. Okay. Him moving down to Marseille, I would assume. Now, depending on what Strider has done, I might. If he went Constanta after Varna, then I would go, and then to Bucharest. I would now go to Belgrade. Yes, you're right next to two of them, but by the looks of things, they're just trying to get to Varna as fast as possible. And besides, even if they do jump on you 2v1, it's still week 1. You can escape his batch. You, at least in theory, can escape his batch with minimal difficulty. And then you'd be free to do quite a reasonable wolf form. And if you were to go to Belgrade, if he were at Belgrade now, as I see it, he'll just train over that, and Mina may well just step into Sofia, leaving you free to continue westward while they're busy with your trail. A new vampire. Interesting. Planned ambush? Okay, I would have saved that for later. This is a new vampire now reckless. This is at the very beginning, and if that room token goes off, then this gets wiped. So I'm not sure you really have that much to fear from this one. Okay, mesmerize. Oh, mistake from Skybreaker. He revealed that he has a rifle without needing to. Yeah, punch. Let's see. Okay. So, Long has a knife. a rifle, and one other thing that I would assume is steak. I would assume that it's a steak since he described a steak earlier, but one doesn't know for sure. Alright. Maybe have a holy bullets. I know that some have been described, but not all of them. Yeah, 2 out of 3. Claws. Now that you play the rifle, you play your claws. Yep. Just filling in for whatever would have been blocked by the previous card. Makes sense. Makes sense. So as Drac, what would I do next? I'd either play a Fang or yeah, a Fang or Strength. Ah, nice Dungadong. So now I would either do, as the hunter, I would either do escape or rifle. Rifle, if you think he's going to do claw. Okay, escape is missed. That's... Does cooldown perhaps have a horse as his third item? It's possible. Surge appears to be moving rather slow. Apparently they want to trade something. So where does Mia go? Going to Valona? That's odd. Missed. Yep. Okay, ticket filtering. Now I assume that you're going to do a trade. No? Is he genuinely committing all into the east? Because that's what it's looking like. Hmm. If that's a bats or a fog or anything of that nature under the high card, looks as if that astronomy token is going to mature. Dark Call. Whoa. That's an interesting choice. Okay, well, yeah, so Golem does have a horse. Okay, so he's gonna make it to Varna. But where after? But, so the first question, what's under the high guard? Bats. Does Golem have a forewound? No, he does not. Ooh. So this vampire's priority is survival. I mean, he can definitely try to snag a point or two, but his priority is to survive so that he gets it's Dracula 7 points, rather than just 1 or 2. Plotting, yeah, because there's... Oh, but he punched. He called the move. Nicely done. Okay. Personally, I might just do plotting again, because if he escapes... Because the only thing that would block plotting right now would be with punch down would be escape. And if he escapes, so what? You still get the thing to mature. Ooh. Yep, and it turns out that plotting would have hit. Of course, this is on the assumption that Dracula even had plotting, the second plotting in hand. So. It is possible he did not. Oh, yeah, I don't think that was the best idea. Because, of course, he's going to play knife over rifle. Yeah, so if you have the escape is missed, you definitely should use it. Either that or strength. Okay, good. However, Guldong does still have a nighttime search. Well, no, except that Guldong was batted. Does Mina have some means of getting there? we'll see. Because Sweden and Helsing is straight up impossible for them to get there in one day, unless they had played a renewed vigor. But even then, it would take specifically sense of emergency plus chartered carriage to get there from where they are. The problem with maturing this thing is that especially since he did a Dark Call, he will have to. Okay, so no, he does not have. Mia, unless she has a horse, has no means of getting there. So look, if you've got a horse, let's see it. Okay. So would it possibly be correct to lair Varna, despite the fact that that would give you 7? Because that would leave you only with the location that you are currently at. Oh. An interesting move. Trying to pounce on Voldeming and kill him? If so, well... how much total does Voldeming have? 8, and he has a knife and a rifle. So he's not going to be easy to kill. Dracula could feed. But the problem then is that there's no trail. There's literally no trail if he matures this vampire. Yeah, I think that this Dark Call bat trap was a mistake. Okay, so he's maturing it, but now, like I said, there's literally 0 trail. No encounters that hunters had to deal with. I mean, he's on the coast, but they can just spread out for a nice coast guard, try to find money trail, or hypnosis. Okay, so he didn't stay and try to kill the Darling. I expect that will be a double back to Varna. Hmm. Alright, I find it curious they chose Belgrade and not Sofia there. So will Strider have gone to Bucharest or Varna? Or back to Varna? I mean, either one is possible. I mean, since that was a 7-point mature, the hunters can no longer allow anything with a rumor token to go by. How many Dracmans have gone by? Only 4? 4 of the first 15 cards. Interesting. Strat is at least considering placing a rumor token. Or at least so it appeared. But Speedy Telegraph. Alright, well that definitely I know it's definitely useful to an extent, but Gul'dan is always going to supply. So so I would start with him anyway. So that's useful. That's at least a little useful. Okay, so he did not go Varna Sofia, but he may have gone Varna Hyde. A stake and a rifle. Hmm. Okay. Try carriage, meaning that he'll be able to speed all the way to Belgrade. However, he is now committing a good deal into the east. And with 11 tickets still in the pile, I expect that, and with them having been moving a lot by rail line, I expect that his horse economy is not the best. So I think that if Drac wolf forms down to Salonica or Valona, uh, and then goes to sea and into the west, they may struggle to catch up. Alright. Fine. Wax cylinders. That's actually good. That will tell us whether or not he went Varna. And he did. So, yeah, if he's sitting on a double lamp or something, he could be trying to kill another hunter, or not so much another, but get a hunter kill. So that's. But now I think he'll have little choice but to go to the Black Sea. Either that or do a wolf form to Bologna or Salonica, depending on which he fancies more. Or, for that matter, he could wolf form to Sarajevo and try to just outpace them. So, either Black Sea or wolf form. I personally would do a wolf form somewhere or another. Yeah. Emphasizing that they must address Varna. And that's another reason to wolf form instead of going to sea. Because while you're at sea, you can't lay down a rumor token. So if he had gone to sea, he wouldn't have been able to place that. So, bats, so that will slow him down. Oh, heroic leap. That means cooldown is very low, but that means cooldown is low, but on the other hand, Dracula doesn't have any letters around there. And, well, unless he chooses to bat him into Sophia and then step right onto him and Mina, unless Mina moves, then he's not going to be able to kill Bulldoming. It'll slow him down a little bit, to be sure, as he'll want to rest, but... Alright. Garlic and an event. Okay, did not go to Valona. Yeah. Personally, I would have done Wolfhorn to Sarajevo. Try to just outrun them for a bit, since they don't seem to have the best movement. Yeah, Strider is going for a very aggressive hunter start, Dracula start. At least in a certain sense. And in the sense that he's... Well, I'm not sure if aggressive is the right word for it. But... definitely not the typical thing you see. Alright. Feed. Is he at Thessalonica then? Because I wouldn't have done feed unless I were on a port already. Okay, there goes the last of the holy bullets. Local rumors. Hmm. Okay, now that is definitely overextension. If he's at Salonica and he goes out to the Ionian and then to the Terranian, I'm. We've already seen a chartered carriage, and overall, 1, 2, okay, 5, 6. He has 6 unknown events. Yeah, the fact that he fed makes me believe that he's at Salonica. Finally gets to make a lair for the first time this game. Yep, it was Salonica. Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, Gul'danum does have a horse, we know that much. Unless he discarded it, but I don't think so. Yep, nope. 2 stakes in the discard. What? I'm afraid you're wasting your time there, my friend. Mia does have a quick way back, but you recall what I said earlier about the excellent weather that Van Helsing is here? If they still had that around, he could give it to, and Mina had it, she could ferry the Adriatic in one move. And right away being in a position to possibly threaten Dracula. So, this is precisely what I was talking about when I mentioned that it might have been better to save that. Yep, but as it is, she's going to do it over two turns. Okay. So now here's the interesting question. Does Dracula go to the Black Sea? Or the Adriatic? Either of those is definitely somewhat risky, but... Oh, ho, 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 ho. Updating his layers, so he's making sure that that's going to be a possibility when he lands. This will be interesting, to be sure. How many heavenly hosts will the hunters have? At this point, I would guess that they likely have at least 2 of them. Can't say for sure, but I mean, as I say, that's what I guess. But okay, horse. Yeah, doubtless moving to Salonika so that he can deal with that. No? He's just taking it for granted that Dracula won't go to the Black Sea. Is it that they have CG and they can therefore barricade the Black Sea? And therefore cause Dracula quite a bit of grief if he goes, if he did choose to do that. And honestly, I might go as far as the Mediterranean. Yes, you're announcing where you are, but you don't have wolf form available yet. So therefore, it's best if you... I think it would be best if he simply landed at Marseille, where it's hardest for him to steer him back in... Or possibly land at CAG. Would be my move. Possibly. Now I'm guessing that he'll also clear out that lair. Unless he intends to simply return to Varna. Although that would definitely be risky. Okay. It definitely would be bold to to go to Black Sea and then land back at Constanta. Because INCG is a major threat. And yet, at the same time, all three of the other hunters are moving further and further away. And, at a guess, I would say that this is likely a desecrated soil. Either that or a hoax? Probably not a hoax. Okay, so it was training into Genoa. Okay, bodyguards. Does Van Helsing have a weapon? A pistol. Alright, alright. Does Mia have a charmed character sense of emergency to get out there? To make it a 2v1. Answer no. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alright, alright. Unless I'm mistaken, we now have all the holy bullets in the discard, so... Yep, so Van Helsing doesn't have one. So, do you claw Nexus Drac? Or do you plot? Because... if you claw, and he does escape, and he does not have great strength, he dies. Okay, yeah, I think that's a... Oh, ouch. Oof. Well, that hurt, to be sure. Okay, so Van Helsing... Yeah, let's keep in mind that Van Helsing has not been using a horse, so it's likely that he may well still have a knife, in addition to the pistol. But nonetheless, I think that... Okay. Oh, yep. A knife, too. Van Helsing putting in a lot of damage here. That's already 8 damage that he's done. Or no, 7. Unfortunately, Heroic Leap is already gone, but... I do Mesmerize, if you have it. Okay, yeah, now you can escape his bat. Escape his bat into... The thing is that all of the best spots are already occupied by hunters. I think that I would go Clermont-Ferrand and then go to Paris. Quite possible. I mean, it's definitely a thought. Is he actually... It appears as if the Strider is choosing to not move with the escapist bat. Oh, no, he is. Shit. I personally would go Clown Friend. Toulouse is a little too obvious. Dongs? It was a fog. Alright, so that will slow Sewer down quite a bit. And what's more, he's in a small town. I think what I would do next is I would do Clown Friend up into Paris and then try to like go up north. Try to circle back around. Because I imagine that's what the hunters would expect would be Toulouse into Spain. I imagine that if Dracula had desecrated soil in hand, that's what he's put down. Because he'll want the healing from desecrated soil. And Van Helsing showed his full hand. He has a knife, bat, rifle, and used to have a heavenly host. Okay. Slow horse. Good news. Yeah. But if you go to Clovelfriend, then to Paris, then you may be able to circle around up top until you can... Will Van Helsing supply? Possibly. I mean... Not Geneva. Yeah, Skybreaker definitely fought well with Van Helsing there. And it's possible that Dracula simply didn't have the right cards, but since there were several things that could have been better than that escapist bat's escape this bat right off the bat, if you pardon the pun. The moment he could. I aim strength, mesmerize, or claw. In my opinion, we're better that particular round. Yeah, I'm misdirecting the bat location so that they will have to find it. And what would be really neat is if he chose to bat to Zurich and then moved up to Nuremberg and is now possibly moved up to Leipzig. Or possibly go to Prague, knowing that they now have only 3 heavenly hosts. 3. Now that they have only, at maximum, 2 heavenly hosts on the hunters. Okay. What would I do is I suppose I might go up here. Now possibly meet up at Marseille with Mina, so that she can scan France. That could definitely tell you a good deal. Okay, it wasn't Paris. Good check though. Depending on where Drac is now, like if he has somehow or another, if he's sitting on a coast, he may want to feed. I mean, let's see, the bat could have been there, and he could be down Madrid. I mean, if he is down Madrid, I definitely might consider feeding, or just down Spain in general. What? Why did you do that? That was a lair. Whoops. And now Sword loses another day action for no reason. Yeah, that hoax was likely shoved in there just to get it out of his hand. Hmm. It's actually possible. Now I think of it. Was Mia in room when he did escape his bat? Because if not, then he could have batted down into the boot. But I think she was standing in room at the time. Like, he could have batted to Florence and then hid there. It would have been a risky move, but well, he wouldn't have been able to misdirect if he had hid. So, oh, there goes another heavenly host. So CG. So that seems to say that they don't have CG. Hmm. So where does Van Helsing go? How many scouts and info events have they had? They've had 1 scouts, no allies. They've had 1 local rumors, so there's still several proxy events. And the thing is, Mila still has her newspaper reports from the very beginning. So that might actually come in handy. I will say that... Oh. Okay, yep, so it was... He went directly to Toulouse. And then went into Saragossa. So he went with the quote-unquote obvious play, but... Given the situation he was in, I can't say I blame him. Well, but one problem for Drac is that both the fogs are gone, and the hunters know this. Likewise with the bats. Max cylinders? Did Dracula hide again? No, not yet. At least. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, definitely don't go night spying. 7 right here. So out of 50 cards, there's still 18 Drac events. That's a more than 33% chance that you'd get one. And really not much more than a 33% chance, but... guaranteed. Yeah, so now he's up to 8 HP. Okay, so he's got some sort of on event, but is not choosing not to use it. So what will that dawn event be? So I think that she'll likely be at Cadiz right now. So we're finally putting to sea to give chase. Yeah, that's... Okay, so he did not go straight to Madrid, so that means that he can't be at Cadiz yet. And he didn't hide, so we know that he's not at Barcelona. So, Santander, Lisbon, Alicante, Granada. So he is currently either at Lisbon or Granada. Which one? We don't know. Ooh, I'm not sure I would have done that one. Uh-oh. Rumor token. And there's only one stake that's not on the discard pile. I think that Skybreaker's problem is that he didn't supply enough in the early game. Because seemingly, only Glaming has a horse. It seems that way, but that could not be the case, but... Okay, Van Helsing filling in his empty item slot. Makes sense, makes sense. Alicante. So Alicante, Granada. So he's either hiding at Granada, or he's at Cadiz. So... Dracula can definitely afford a bit more sea movement now that the desecrated soil there will heal him. And unless the third heavenly host, which is unaccounted for, it gets to there in time to stop it. In other words, tomorrow. A hoax at Alicante. Okay, now since Mina was delayed, I would move from Cadiz to Lisbon. I would stick around one more day. Since Mina's delayed and therefore won't be able to move. Uh, yeah, if she hadn't searched, I might have just gone straight out to sea. But yeah, the hunters are definitely running out of time now. Horses. Okay, so does he have that heavenly host, and therefore will he go to Santander? Ein Saragossa? No, he doesn't have it. So that's gonna be a free 3 health for 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 Dracula. Okay. Going to Santander. Well, that's an interesting choice. Well, as Drac, I might just now consider doing a hide. Because 11 HP? Well, no, because he's at Lisbon. It's possible that he did a hide last turn. And I definitely would have understood it if he did. And I think that you kind of have to go to sea now. You get immediate healing from your desecrated soil. So and then you simply go to cat, and then if you haven't hidden yet, you go to CAG, land, and then hide for the last 3 points. As by then, Fury of Dracula points will be kicking in. Heal 3 from Desecrated Soil Mature. Yep. News. I'm not sure why you... Oh, he hit a Granada. Interesting. So therefore he left from Cadiz. Not that it really matters, he's in the same sea nonetheless. So... that's not bats, that's not... that's not fog. So what is there... What else is there left that... Yeah, it makes a certain amount of sense. Since suited with the wax cylinders. So... The problem is, after... And there's only today and the next day where... There's... After today, this is the last day. Like, after Dracula's 1C move, then he'll start getting fewer Dracula points. And it shouldn't be too hard for him to survive 2 days. Especially if he goes possibly Mediterranean into... Especially if he goes North Atlantic into Ireland. Because there's at maximum 1 excellent weather. Dong discarding a horse? Goodness. And the last stake, when there's a rumor tokened, presumably a vampire. And granted, most of the fighter vamps are already gone, so the chance that there's an aristocratic vamp is reasonably high. Although I imagine that there's an aristocratic vamp or two among these face-down cards, possibly in that last layer. Going out to sea with that housing. I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, trading when you could move on to the rumor token. I'm not sure that's the best of ideas, especially since you don't have a stake. And that could be a saboteur. And a simple saboteur ambush is really all it will take to stop you from dealing with that vampire. Although it is noteworthy that there's only one dongs discarded. So it's possible that there will be dongs to neutralize the saboteur. We'll see. Wax cylinders going to do deduction this time, obviously. It's a reckless vampire. So there will be a fight to... So it shall be a fight to deal with that. I might have checked what was under the high card instead, but we'll see. So now Dracula can simply land, feed, hide, and score at CAG. Land at CAG, feed, hide, and then he wins. On the assumption, that is, that he doesn't mature this vampire. Which, yeah, I think that Strider has got this one. So it's a new vamp under the planned ambush. Oh, I would have saved that for the real one. The one at Granada. So, I'm afraid that was a mistake. Yeah, both planned ambushes, I think, were used poorly this game. Oh. Well now. I mean, that's a good start. But this is the high card vamp, not the one that's rumored, and therefore the one that you have to clear. Pistol, okay. Yeah, there's no holy bullets left, but that would be quite interesting if that were to happen. Oh, nice. Nicely done. Huh, does Stuart have a knife? I don't know. Claw? And yes, he has a knife. So that's the new vampire dead, but that was the high card. You should have saved that for the. You should have saved all that those goodies for the reckless vampire. Not this. Not that one. Your presence? Ah, well that tells him something. He went Mediterranean, not North Atlantic. As I suspected he would. And that tells him that Van Helsing is off on a wild goose chase. So, Sura has no choice but to night fight this thing. And this is where I would have used the planned ambush. Not on the new vampire. Because if the vampire survives this fight, then it's game over. I mean, frankly, chances are it's game over even if the vamp doesn't survive. Since Drac lands at CAG, possibly feeds, depending on how greedy he wants to be on IDS, and then he hides for the last 3 points. So, yeah, I would just use strength. Plotting. Okay, yeah, whoa, nice. That worked out nicely. also that he had a rather lame starting hand. And now he quite possibly will fetch a strength to play next. So I would do the crucifix next if I were Seward, because that's the thing that will hurt the least to lose of the three things. Yes. But now, if Dracula has double claws, I mean the first one will get blocked by a pistol, but okay. But now, if you're Dracula, I think you either, if you have another strength, you play that. If not, then you do a mesmerize. Yep, destroy the pistol. And now, claw, and that's guaranteed kill. Because even if he has great strength, that's not enough. So that's going to be game. Yeah, he's not taking any chances. Alright, well, GG. GG, I'll play it both. GG, I'll play both. Yep, because now that thing matures, and there's nothing they can do about it. So that is going to be a win for Strider. That he did. Van Helsing put up an excellent fight in Genoa. That gave the hunters an edge, despite their slow movement. I think overall what this came down to is the fact that that Sky just seemingly only ever had one horse on Goldaming. If he had dug for the other horses, and but if he had dug for the other horses, yes, it likely would have meant a couple other things might have matured. But on the other hand, he would have had more movement for the rest of the game. So I think that was his big mistake. Yes, I agree there. Yes, I agree there. Congrats, Strider. So, but in any event, Strider. Congrats, Strider. That he is. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is Strider. Before this match, Strider had played 2 matches and lost both of them. One of which was to Sky. Yes, Skybreaker has now played all 4 of his matches for the round, and his score for the first round is he lost twice to me and once to Strider, but won against Strider, so he gets 1 and 3. I'm not Strider. Well done, Strider. Daring opening. Daring opening. I would say. As for being on the board, let I shall be for the last game of the first round. Strider and I have to face off against each other for the second match, where I will be hunting him. And that will be occurring this Saturday, September 7th, at noon Eastern Time, 4 p.m. UTC. So thank you all for watching, and hope you enjoyed this. Bye bye.